What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Respect the Game podcast. My name is Edward, named after a great man, that being my pop. Shout out to my mama, my daddy, and my granny. I said my daddy twice. Shout out to all the pops out there, the fathers out there. But shout out to my pops, my mama, and my granny for helping raise me. Um, Please make sure you follow at Emax Stats for all your up-to-date high school and collegiate sports coverage. We'll not disappoint. We'll keep you up to date on all that is going on in the beautiful sports world. You see, we got the 3-on-3 going on tonight. Looking forward to having a great episode like we always do. What is a podcast without your brethren?
Man, shine where Izzo, man. Shine your light, Galatians 6 and 9.
Amen.
And by the way, for the believers and even the non-believers out there, Galatians 6 and 9 basically stating be not weary in well doing, for in due time you will reap a just harvest. So just keep going. I know you're tired, but hey, let's get it. But yeah, Shine Hard Izzo, Instagram, Twitter, Cash App,
And
Shine
what
Hard
it do?
Surgical Pics.
It's the one and only Sedacious Xavier Miles. And go follow me on YouTube, The Sedacious Show. Um, I love for you to subscribe and just watch me, just do my thing. Before we get underway, I want to say that I believe 100% of us are domesticated on this here podcast. So right now, I just want to shout out my wife, Mrs. Mercedes Miles, real quick and let niggas know because like everybody don't know that I'm married. I like want to shout that shit to the rooftops because like I love the woman that I'm with and shout out to the wives everywhere who doing a big one.
Nah, man. Shout out sister-in-law, man. Marriage is a great thing, man. Marriage is a great thing.
Amen.
Oh, wow, this is a freestyle. So, speaking of marriage, I guess a really good marital moment today. Me and my wife, we had a conversation. You know how they talk about doing like preventative maintenance on your vehicle to like, just get a checkup on your wheel, change the oil on a
Yeah.
regular whoop whoop,
Back in
so
the day, we used to
types.
call it a tune-up.
Tune up, yes, thank you. Yeah, just
Mm,
getting a regular tune up on your ride, right?
right.
And we was having a conversation just about our perspectives with like where we at now, more so specifically like being in the market for a new car. And so she's ready to get her a new ride. I hate spending money, so I'm just like, you don't really be thugging out in the streets like that. You don't really need no ride. Like we can make it work with what I got. And and so we was having this conversation of she was basically saying like, hey, as time gets closer for us to, start, going out and, test driving cars or whatever. I don't want you to be disengaged or be like rushing for me to like just pick a car because like you already like don't want me to have one, so to speak. So I don't want you to be disengaged or rush me to get a car and then I end up and like getting a bad car, whatever the case may be. And when she had said that, like I had processed it as like I was like offended. I was just like, so you think just because like I don't really want to spend money or I don't really feel like we're in dire need to get a second car, though you 1010% like deserve one and you should have one and like it's not stretching us outside our means for you to get one. You think I would like let you leave a car lot and like with a bad deal or a horrible car? And she was just like, I mean, I don't know, because you like have already expressed the fact that like you don't like you're not like head over heels about me having one. And I was just like, yeah, this again, because I'm cheap and I don't like spending money. I was
Don't
like,
mean I'm gonna let somebody take advantage of you.
yeah,
All right.
like what do you take me as? You know what I'm saying? She was just like, well, she's like, that's just like that was just my perspective. outside looking in from my vantage point or whatever. Cause like I've kind of been like hands off. I've kind of like let her do the research or whatever, and then I guess you could say like for then I look at it and be like, ah, maybe we could do that, or maybe we can or whatever. And I was just expressing to her, I was like, yo, when we start going, going to dealerships or whatever the case may be, I say you can't take my no. If I'm saying no to a car, like you can't take that as me being disengaged and me not wanting you to have one. Like you gotta know that that's like my better judgment of being like, ah, nah, we can find something better. And going back to preventative maintenance, having that conversation a few weeks out before we actually get into the thick of it probably saved us like two or three arguments on the long haul. Like once we like really get into the thick of like trying to like really nail down and find her a vehicle. And so it was just like a unexpected random conversation, like after picking her up from work or whatever the case may be. And and I was saying the same thing. I was like, wow, that was like a really good like preventative marital maintenance like conversation for us to have before we be at each other's neck like over a car and just
For y'all to break
understand.
down on the side of the highway.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Before we like, and yeah, I wasn't not ever gonna like let her be in like some raggedy or like unreliable. Like that's one thing my pops always taught me. He was like, hey, if y'all got two cars and one is reliable and one is finicky, you take the one that's finicky because you don't want her calling you saying she in bareback Africa broke down on the side of the road. So yeah, couples, whether married or not, always look to try to seek and have preventative, argumentative maintenance type conversations with your significant other. Um, and I think that is a great sign to know that we're getting ready to have a great episode like we always do, man. Um, a great rundown before us. Have to pay respects. I feel like I forgot to pull it up, but unfortunate news with the NFL player Rondale Moore, 25 years old. It's been reported that him dying was due to self-inflicted gunshot wound. However, reports are still saying that his death is still under investigation. But nonetheless, unfortunate situation that thus far is pending to look like suicide. Um, and obviously when things like this happen, you have all the conversations that comes out talking about your mental health, and then it always makes you take a step back to be like, damn, people in the league, like people with money have issues too. Like, having money doesn't solve all your problems. And I think it's unfortunate with circumstances like this because outside of the outside of the recent post game situation with the woman who is giving encouragement to Cohen for the Jaguars, outside of that situation a few months ago, whatever, people in the sports realm, whether coaches or players, are only looked at as athletes or coaches. They're not already always like put in this position to be viewed as like, oh, you're human too. And then you have a situation with Rondale Moore here. It's like, oh, these athletes are human. It's always like a wake up call, so to speak, to know that like, yo, these athletes are human. They go through things like their life is far more than the sport that they play. And so yeah, man. Yeah, it's a very, very tough situation. And you look at what's recently been going on from the Kyron Lacey, a fellow Cowboy, and Marshawn Nealon. It's just gruesome. And this is like all within like the span, like less than the span of a year. So yeah, man, our heart goes out to him specifically and his family. Um, but yeah, nah, when I be seeing stuff like this, bro, I like selfishly, I may sound crazy, but when I see stuff like this, selfishly, I'd be like, man, if any of my people close to me who I like talk to on a regular, like, it would feel like they ain't got somebody to talk to or they can't come to me. Like, it probably makes me sound like a bad person, but it's just like, yo, I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that he didn't feel like he had an outlet or somebody to talk to or a shoulder to lean on. Who knows what he was going through or what pressures of the world he was feeling. I was listening to, I was watching something today, and his career, he had a great opening season as freshman year in college at Purdue, and he was up there with the Jamar Chases of draft class, Jamar Chases and Amon St. Browns and so forth. But like since his freshman year in college, he kept having like nagging injuries throughout his career that would sideline him and then sidelined him. In college for 2 years. Then he went to the league and continued to have injuries. And then this season with the Vikings having the season-ending knee injury in the preseason game. Like I wonder if just not being able to be all he felt he could be on the football field played a role in just maybe him just not having the mental fortitude to feel like he could keep pushing on. But again, very unfortunate circumstance, 1010%. And prayers onto his family. Hopefully, at some point, the mourning could at some point transition into them having a healed heart in some way, shape, or form.
I haven't dealt with suicide up close. People don't know. Lost my brother to suicide. Um, you know, you don't really, speaking from experience, you don't really see the signs, right? Hindsight is always 2020, and things like this. But um, I was having a conversation with my brother a few months, prior to him, choosing to do that, and you know, always got this thing, man. I feel like he's so smart. He's just too smart for his own good, seemingly like, thinking like, yeah, we should get together and everything for New Year's like that. And, even that year, he had like hit me that year and, just asking me how I was doing and things like that. And I'm like, something we don't normally do. I didn't grow up with my brother, so um, you don't really see the signs, but we did talk a little more than we probably would, but I didn't attribute that to anything. I'm like, I'm about to graduate college, a couple milestones going on. So you don't see the signs. You don't even see the cries for help. Like my brother he was about to get married. Like he was just freshly engaged. So you don't think that somebody's struggling to that extent. And then, after the fact, on his mom's side of the family, you hear about letters that may or may not have been written and references to certain people. And just to kind of, I mean, business already out there, we still haven't really gotten too much closure on that as far as, me and my, our dad's side of the family is. But, um, I think the best thing you can do for people is just be present. And just like, one of the greatest commandments in the Bible says, above all, you must love. If any man does not love, he is not of God. But, just loving on each other and being present, in every moment. Bible says, don't worry about tomorrow. Today has enough worry of its own. So, just really learning to just be present, man, and live in the moment, because you never know what somebody's going through mentally. But, again, as believers, I feel like I gotta go on this soap too, man. And this is not to cast any aspersions on anybody, but if you're a believer, man, our life is not our own, So um, from that standpoint, I don't want to sound, you know, dismissive or um, hurtful in regards to, saying who is he to take his own life, because your own life would assume that your life is your own. But again, if you are a believer, we believe that our life has been bought and been paid for, through the blood of Jesus. So, just love on your people. And from what I understand, I believe he reached out to Hollywood Brown maybe an hour or a couple hours before he passed. So,
Mm.
I really don't have no advice to anybody. This ain't a PSA. It's just a reminder of the decree of, just to love one another and love everybody where they at.
Yeah, at the end of the episode, we're gonna put if you're struggling with anxiety and depression, call 1-800, get help. Because if you
For
need to talk
sure.
to somebody, you gotta
Yeah,
talk to
like,
somebody.
and
And having this talking about this now, I'm also thinking about the rapper, I believe is Lil Papa. If I could be getting that wrong, I hope I'm not, but it's a
yep, Lil
rapper.
Papa, yep,
Yeah, Lil
he
Papa, yeah, who just recently, and it's just
father of
like,
Rick Ross' grandson.
right, and it's just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And like, I think he had uh maybe it was like you say 2020 hindsight of like, oh, was those the signs? And him like putting out a post like, yo, this is my last album, which could come off like, damn, nigga, you retiring or something? And then it's like, oh, that's what you meant by this your last album, man, and things of that nature. And I was having this conversation with my wife, and the hard thing I see with suicide is that uh those who unfortunately take their own lives, they I'm assuming I can't say what everybody's going through when they do it, but the tough thing with suicide is for the person who does take their own life, they may view it as, hey, this hurt, this pain is like gonna go away, but it doesn't really go away. It just transfers on to your family and your friends and those who loved you. So it's not like, and it's like you feel like you can't carry the burden. And so now that burden of pain is like shifted onto your family. And it's just like, man, if you just felt that you had an outlet, we could have tried to shoulder this burden all together with you still being here. And yeah, man, that's always a tough circumstances, man. Tough situation, man. But like I say, man, maybe at
Yeah,
some
if you
point.
somebody, you somebody who feel like you see no way out and you drowning, um, don't drown yourself. You know what I'm saying? Do everything you can um, to scratch and claw and doggy paddle your way out of it. And if you got to go talk to somebody, talk to somebody. All I'm saying is that if God allows you to breathe within these days, do whatever you can to keep yourself breathing. Because if you do that, then and trust Him and go with Him and have faith, you're gonna be all right. You can't go. No one could ever go low enough where God can't go lower and scoop you up. My pastor told me that one day. But for some people are not stronger than others, and it's not that some people are not stronger than others. Some people are not sometimes wiser than others. Some people didn't have a grandma or a papa drag them to church every Sunday, instilling them hopefulness and faithfulness. And so to those are the people that I'm talking to. The people who ain't never heard nobody say that if God loves you, who cares if nobody else loves you? That's more than enough reason for you to live. That's more than enough reason for you to let your life shine.
But
That's what I'm gonna say.
to sorry for drawing this out, but like I feel like that's another tough conversation, Dacious, is that like we could sometimes assume that people don't know or believe in God who may commit suicide. And I know it could come off insensitive to be like, yo. you don't have to do that. Like God is here for you. And it's like, but I feel like there's a roster and football team of people in this world who believe in God and be like, I want to go be with God. Therefore, I don't want to do this no more. So it's, I don't know. I'm not saying it to be combative. I'm just like, it's just so much that go, it's just so much nuance and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
variables
man.
that go into like all of that or whatever. It's like, if this could only be a perfect world where like
Yeah.
knowing
We could
God
talk
was
about it till the
enough.
cows come home.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
it can
Yeah.
go so many different ways, so many different avenues, and that's what I love about there being nothing new under the sun. Is like, I mean, besides artificial intelligence, you know, like that's coming by storm right now, right? Like that's been the latest and greatest for real. But nothing new under the sun. So with that being said, everything is gonna have its components and exponents. People gonna say what they gonna say.
Symba and the Game. So I'm gonna play this audio for y'all. I don't know if y'all heard it or not, but this audio is like absurd. This audio is absolutely absurd.
I think I heard it.
You
was
say
it
what?
was it on the All the Smoke podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
I love it because one of these days we're gonna be up there with them, and everybody's gonna be watching our old ish, like you know how the new rappers come on, and you got to go listen to their old
Yeah.
rap.
Hold on, I'm supposed to play it.
I finally stopped hiding my girlfriend.
Okay, that's important.
Yeah,
She here?
she's there. Everybody make some
said,
noise for
"Hey."
my girl
Yeah,
in the
there you
building.
go. But to your point, you weren't doing it wrong. LA is a nasty place.
It's very nasty.
LA is a
It's
nasty
very
place.
nasty. And the minute somebody know who your partner is, they in her DM.
They on her.
My big brother, Game. I love Game to death. I showed Game. I said, "Yes, my girl. You know, we think about getting married soon." 2 days later, he was in her DM.
Oh my
I
Lord.
said, "God damn, Game. God
Oh
damn."
my God. No way.
Come on, game. That's some bullshit now.
I love him though. I love Game. That's my big dog.
I didn't go watch this full video. I'm going to jump out on the limb and say that this was in. No, I can't do it. I didn't watch the full clip. Oh, I didn't watch the full video to get the utmost absolute 100% context. But for me, Kimba, Simba saying game jumped in her DM came off the sentiment, the tone of that came off as if Game was in his girl's DM trying to holler at her, trying to hit. That's how I took that and interpreted that. While also still saying this my big brother and I love him, which I don't think these two worlds could coexist when I introduce you to my old lady and then a couple 2 days later, 48 hours later, you in her DMs trying to shoot a shot at her to get at her. How can you be deemed my big bro and how could I still love you after that? Like that's like what are we talking about?
So one of my new joys in life is to take my son to school every morning. And so they were talking about this on 97.9 The Box this morning. And there's a clip. Symba does a response to that because it goes viral and you know somebody
Okay.
wants to interview him. And Symba does a response to that and he says, well, this was a time where I was being a hoe for real. And I was bringing all different, like I was bringing a new girl to the studio every time. And so to Game, me now saying that this new girl is my girlfriend is like you know what I'm saying? Like he just took it as like my girlfriend, like how all the other ones is that I be bringing to the studio.
Game took it as, hey, this is one of my new hoes.
More or less. You know what I'm saying? Because Symba, it's almost now my question is though, Symba, did you did you specify, right? And did you what is the word I'm looking for, honey? What did you make sure that you made it known, like, hey, yo, like I know all the other ones, you've seen all the other ones, and I've said, hey, that maybe I've said, hey, this is the one, and then this is the one, and then this is the one. Maybe that's something that you know of me. But when I
Forgive me
say,
for cutting you off,
go ahead.
but I said we thinking about getting married. How, like, at what point, hey,
Yeah, and then
yo,
nigga called him,
this
hey, yeah,
my,
big bro. Yeah, but that's gang, this big bro. Man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. When I heard that shit, I'm just like, man, nigga, is you a hoe? This nigga, you got this nigga on payroll for protection or something like, bro, what's really going on? Like you said, this woman was considered to be a wife, not some hoe off the street like your actual wife. So you talking about some man the next day, gang was in her DM.
Yeah,
You
I
really
don't know,
think you a
bro.
hoe?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Cause,
did
'cause
you
it's
hear his
almost like
response, Isaac?
I feel like you could be covering it up, or you could be,
Oh, game, you want to fuck my bitch? Oh, go ahead, bro. Nah,
clearing it
this
up.
is
I don't
cool,
know.
bro. Like that's the kind of
You bring,
energy that.
hey, you say you bringing in them hoes in the studio. You make sure I fuck them first.
I don't know. That's crazy.
That's what
Nah,
And I
Game
think
he
like
told
I
told
think
me.
Rome
that's
be
weird
like
to that's weird
panned out
to
on
tell
some
that story
grippy,
though.
like big bro shit. Like
Did you hear his response to Isaac? Because I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear, I don't care what you got to say now because in the moment when you telling that story, you ain't tell game in the moment. So I don't care what your response is to it, and please don't let it be no tough shit. I don't
Well,
even want to
no,
hear it.
they should just brought it to my attention that he was really shooting Game Bill, which is crazy in itself.
He was what?
He was shooting Game Bill in the sense of saying, "Oh well, I'm used
Well,
to." They know me for always bringing different chicks to the studio, so that's why Game probably didn't take it that serious. Is that right, Daisha? Am I saying like the
bro,
gist of it,
he said
paraphrasing?
he said that when he was like, "Yo, gang, my shorty told me you was in the DMs. This is for real, for real, for real." And he was like, "Ah, my bad. I thought it was y'all mean." And it wasn't nothing like how everybody's taking it. And so I was like, "But bro, why would I still got so many questions?"
I ain't gonna lie though, he still told the story as if he like some type of cuck
I still
simp
got so many questions.
weak ass nigga. I don't got no more questions for real, but it's just like you didn't do the story justice by how you told it.
I wouldn't have told the story. Like I'm trying to
I
figure out.
wouldn't have told
I
the
need to go
story at
watch
all.
the video
Yeah,
to
you know, a
figure out
woman who
why
I
that
really cared
story
about,
was
think about
was
being my
relevant.
wife. Game just shot at her trying to hit. Couple days later,
I don't.
Yeah.
I gotta go see the video to
like,
see.
ah ha ha, yeah, bro, you crazy. Like, how a nigga supposed to react to that for real? Like,
Yeah.
damn, bro, you a bitch, but congrats or my condolences, I guess. Niggas, I don't even know how to respond to that. Like, sorry for your loss or happy for you or whatever the fuck.
They're talking about LA was nasty. That's crazy to call a city nasty.
I
That was
mean,
crazy.
I mean,
Nah, bro. Yeah, I didn't get that. Well, I don't think it's nothing cool about it. It ain't nothing cool about that.
I don't know.
What was that? That was my girl, nigga.
You know,
But nah, bro, that's crazy, man. Sticking with the rappers, T.I. 50 Cent are beefing. For those who may not know why, T.I. had put it out there that I want to get y'all the audio on T.I. Give me 1 second. Forgive me for
say he
not.
wanted to do the verses
Yeah.
and
ain't
50
gonna
cents
lie.
on him.
I got a little bit to say about this because 50 Cent's clapback was him taking a picture with Tyler Perry. I get what he's trying to say. Hey, if you black and you want to be in showbiz, you're gonna probably have to go through either me or Tyler. But at the same time, this nigga T.I. rapping circles around you and did a whole rap video with his family, poking fun at the fact that unfortunately, 50
So,
Cent doesn't really have a immediate family circle like that. But I think the bigger testament is like, yo, 50, you got your shot in show business, period, by rapping. Nigga, go rap back. You ain't rapped in a minute, nigga.
so here is T.I.'s
All them
response.
memes and stuff only go so far. It's really, I feel like we are living the longest episode of the Boondocks right now with how society is going. Because all the Boondocks, what they talked about, is literally coming to pass right now. Tank tops, nails, and purses. Please, audience, chat, y'all go watch that episode of the Boondocks, please. And tell me how many rappers look like that today. Go.
All right, here's Ti.
Okay, so first, like, it was really about celebrating each other's catalog. Me and that nigga talk back there, bro. This shit, I ain't just called a nigga out the blue.
Yeah.
Me and that nigga talk back there.
You talking about you were 50?
Yeah, man. We talk about this shit, man. This shit just come out of nowhere. Nigga, we were moving around in LA, man, selling some TV shows and shit while we were around each other, man. You know what I mean? I said, shit, what you think about that? He was like, shit, you wanna do that shit? I said, yeah. He was like, all right, cool. So shit. And I told him, I said, well, I'm gonna jump out there first, and then you just gonna jump out there and we'll line it up. And he said, all right. And when I jump out there, nigga act like he ain't know what the fuck was going on. Then that's what it was about. You know what I'm saying? Now, it about, oh, you playing? Okay, you gonna play. All right, cool. But how about fuck all of it? Fuck all of it. I don't even want, man, cause now I question your character. Any nigga gonna get kick that kind of shit, then, man, nigga just say you don't wanna do it. All the other extra lame ass shit, man, this shit goofy.
So y'all talked about it, you saying? You went out there.
Years ago. Years ago we spoke about
I
it.
think it'd be a great battle, though. I think.
Man, that shit ain't gonna happen. That shit ain't gonna happen, man. I don't wanna stand on stage with him. I have no interest in standing on stage with that nigga. I don't respect him.
So I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts, but do y'all got some more to add? I see Dacia's laughing.
Nah, but I ain't gonna lie. 50 has been known for he been known for being 3 steps ahead of niggas and playing the long game in beefs. So I don't know what 50 Cent's rebuttal was by posting on Twitter him and Tyler Perry today. I really don't. But
oh, he did that today. I didn't even see that. I just seen I just seen King, him going at King going at 50, and 50 posting Tiny. I didn't know he just posted Tyler Perry.
Yeah, 50 Cent just took a picture with Tyler Perry, Genie Brand, Tyler Perry Studios. Basically hitting that, and again, I say 3 steps ahead because I believe it's like a power move, right? Like, all right, yeah, it's funny. T.I. rap better than me. All right, cool. I'm not even gonna rap back. All y'all motherfucking D-list celebrities that want to make it, and your first call probably is gonna be to Tyler Perry. If you some type of rapper, athlete, entrepreneur, social media influencer, like really, 50 Cent and Tyler Perry have grown to be 2 of the black gatekeepers of Hollywood. So I think he's saying like, hey, laugh at this shit if you want to. Poke fun at me if you want to. But yeah, just know when this beef die down after a few months and, a couple years come by and you need that opportunity, I'm going to remember that shit. And you know how petty 50 Cent is. He going to make a post about it. Well, Joe made a post back then about, how pussy I was with, the T.I. beef. But I said, fuck it, I'll put it all past that. If the nigga do the little roll for, $1 and a cookie, nigga. You know what I'm saying? He'll probably say some shit like that,
Yeah, so the caption says, soon, if you're not working with me or Tyler, you're not working. I hate to break this to you, but it is what it is, with the caption that he posted with Tyler Perry. Everything you were saying, Isaac, is, I believe, correct. I think T.I. absolutely wasted the breath in his lungs that God gave him making a quote unquote diss record. That is the furthest thing.
Because 50 Cent know you can out rap him, so he's art of war. He going to a realm where he knows he's complete dominion in.
50 Cent is 50 Cent is a master class of stirring up the waters to catch fish. He has a PhD in using controversy to drive his promotion and marketing for his endless amounts of business. and his favorite piece of bait is beef to market and promote all of his many different businesses. If you get a chance to read 50 Cent's book, read chapters. I don't remember the chapter,
Is this the
but
Curtis Jackson book?
yes. If
Okay.
we read the chapter, if we can't be friends.
Okay. Bet.
If
I
we,
got you.
if, yeah, read the chapter. I encourage y'all. It
Shout out to
really
my
gives
stepdad, Pastor, for giving me that book.
Shout out
Really.
to Pastor Shed T, baby. CNBC, baby. We all we got.
We all we need. Hoorah.
But
One band.
but nah, man. If you just really want insight, Hustle Harder. That's the name of the book. Curtis Jackson,
Yeah.
Hustle Harder.
Hustle harder. Yeah.
Read the chapter If We Can't Be Friends. That will tell you everything you need to know about 50 Cent and about how tactical he is. And again, using beef and controversy to fuel his projects and his promotion. That being said, I want to play this for y'all. For y'all, for y'all to listen to. And just again, the evil genius of how 50 Cent mind works with promotion and just like staying in the algorithm at this day and age and time that we live in.
When I was in the music industry and I was doing what I was doing, I remember one time 50 Cent had like dissed me. You know what I'm saying? And then I was thinking like, man, 50 was cool the whole time. Every time I saw him, what's wrong with him? So I was somewhere waiting for him. I was at MTV and I saw him walking in the hallway. And then I was walking, I looked, and he was about to walk past me. I grabbed him like, yo, what's up, man? Like, why you saying all this stuff? And he looked at me, and then he grabbed me and pulled me in the room. So everybody probably thought he was going to, like, hurt me or something. But he was like, listen, man, you know, I threw you an alley-oop, and you didn't dunk it. And I'm like, what? What you talking about? He's like, listen, man, you a cool dude. You know we cool. But I said this about you. If you would have responded and said one thing, you ain't have to curse at me. You ain't have to say nothing. You could have said, 50 Cent needs to shut the hell up. And he said, if you would have said that, there's a train right now, and that train is in India. He said, you been to India? I said, yeah. He said, all right, if you go to Mumbai, India, when you get on that train and you sit on that seat, in the back of the seat, there's a newspaper. When you take that newspaper out and you look at it, you would have been on the front page of that newspaper if you would have said that back to me. Because I'm the biggest. And I was just like, man, this dude crazy. And he's like, listen, he said this quote to me that was dope. He was like, your real life starts when your rap career ends.
And like it's all promotion, it's all marketing. Do I encourage or like salute him going to the furthest extent to like play with a man's like wife? No, because this niggas care about they family just in general. But
Niggas will kill you about their side, ho.
unfortunately,
Unfortunately.
but it's whether you like him or hate him, 50 Cent rule of law is if we can't be friends, at least let's be enemies. That's the principle that 50 Cent lives by. Read that book, man. Read that book. Um, but any rapper, you absolutely 1010% wasting your time like rapping at 50 Cent. This particular clip, it was a different clip, but that was Chameleon there talking. And finishing that clip off, he said that 50 Cent gave him a great piece of advice, which was your life starts when your rap career ends. And so I think this is all a part of 50 Cent just building out his future, his legacy to the point where like 20 years from now, it's like, oh, he used to be a rapper. Oh, he's a multi-million entertainment company mogul now. So
Yeah. He playing the long game for sure, because it's not how you start. Because it ain't no longevity for real in music. Go ask Jay-Z. Go ask 50. Go ask, you know what I'm saying? Like those
Nah, go look
legends.
at Nas.
You feel me? You got to make a pivot and make it worth your while, right? Like Nas getting in early, investing in Ring, right? You got to make your niche somewhere. 50 getting in early with vitamin water, and selling it back to
Yeah,
Coca-Cola for 400 million.
yeah.
You know, epic deal, by the way.
For me, it's like being a Kobe fan, but also being a Reggie Miller fan and also a KG fan, Tim Duncan fan, Dirk Nowitzki fan, Tracy McGrady fan. It's like you're a fan of all of these guys until they play Kobe. Like the moment they play Kobe, it's just like, oh, okay, I was a fan of you when you wasn't playing against Kobe. Now, immediately you the ops for whatever this 3 game stretch, 7 games playoffs, or back to back, whatever the case may be. You immediately the ops. That's the same way I feel with my favorite rappers. It's like, yeah, I'm a fan of you until you going up against, so and with that I say, like, kind of like let the games begin. I really don't like I'm really and this is not basketball. Like, it's not a team sport. It's like it's 2 niggas. So I ain't really like that invested like that. So I'm just really entertained by how disrespectful either one of these grown ass niggas could be while we sit up here and talk about how black niggas need mental health, this and that, and stop killing each other and stop
Yeah.
beefing and all this shit.
Well, I mean, I think with that angle, bro, I mean, I think you just got to keep in mind the last thing Emac said. This is all, this is publicity, and all publicity is good publicity in business in regards to 50 at this point, especially when you're in media, right? So I think it's just more so.
It's WWE for 50.
It's definitely WWE because he know damn well T.I. snitch ass ain't gonna touch him in the street, ain't gonna do no gangster, nothing.
Yeah, I'm just I'm when you post his wife is where I feel like it get like out of bounds automatically. And that's when I'm just like, yeah, y'all
I,
just do whatever y'all doing over there.
true, I will agree with you on that. Before you go, Emac, I'll say this. I've been using the word profit a lot the last 2 weeks. 50 Cent did call Floyd having money problems early. There is a clip on the Breakfast Club with him saying, "Oh yeah, Floyd's he's having money problems for sure. All that money he done ran through for sure with his lifestyle and the girls and the money and planes and everything. Oh yeah, he's broke right now. He'll be back fighting." And sure enough, man.
Man, and
Wow.
I mean, I'm asking myself too. I'm like, if you don't have to, why are you fighting? If you don't need it,
He's
why
suing
are
HBO and Al Heyman for $340 million for alleged money defrauded from him throughout the years of their partnership. It's been reported that he's trying to recoup that, and what better way than a Floyd versus Pacquiao too? That's probably one fight alone could probably recoup that entire
yeah?
300 mil. Why you
And,
still wait on the lawsuit to go through? Because Lord forbid you win that lawsuit
and
too.
we talking
I ain't
about
fighting no more for real.
and we talking about you needing
You
like
talking about
the
over
lawyer
half of?
fees.
You talking about over just? Okay, I just want people to put it in perspective. He win a lawsuit, and he just fight Manny. He can lose. We talking about easily over $500 million. In taxes, he may only see a quarter, but still.
Yeah. I've been thinking about it. I was like,
Bank
is
robbery.
Floyd going, bro? And what's crazy is just as much as Floyd championed himself for being great in the ring, the marriage to that was I'm retiring rich, I'm retiring wealthy, and I'm not like all these other fighters who get beaten, broken down, and broke and ain't got nothing to show for their quote unquote historic career. And so to think that Floyd is like going broke, it's a wild thought to think that he's going broke and he's now back fighting uh mid 40s.
Well, I say not going broke because I think once you touch that level of money, we ain't talking about $0 here, but you know what
No,
I
we ain't
mean?
talking
Like
about zero, but
he
like could
still
he
has he still is well off with means, but
I thought about this perspective too. Could he be having another play in terms of like financially company or whatever, and it's like, I got the money to put towards this business venture, but I'll go fight, make some money, and use that money to put towards this business venture. I was thinking maybe it's more towards that than he actually needing the money to survive and sustain his lifestyle.
I agree with that because I feel like at a point, rich people would bring you this all day. I'm broke. My estate, my
Yeah,
the estate to my family owned the family office, as Dame Dash would call it, owns
yeah,
everything, right?
yeah.
You
I
know,
don't have no
Floyd
money.
Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather Jr., as you all know it, I'm gonna say I probably got a few thousand in my bank account, but the family estate is
Yeah,
hundreds of millions. We're well off. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I don't know if it's one of those type of things, but if
yeah,
he's smart, I would have had it set up like that because anybody, because if you sue him, himself, his person, right, and then the bank and the courts get his financial records, and they're like, well, technically, legally on paper, Floyd Mayweather is such and such and such, right, and it's shielded through all of the assets you got via business that aren't technically in your name, right, but
yeah,
you know,
It's
yeah.
an NBA
Nah.
player that do that. Put everything in his mama name, so he don't really own nothing.
I think his name is Manny Fresh.
Brush. I mean, a lot of people do that. And Diddy did
I
that.
thought you were trying to make a joke, so I just kind of Blake Griffin that. I didn't. Like,
Yeah.
do you got a new E class that got like a little over a quarter tank? I don't know. That may have went out. Okay, let's go. Go on.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Yeah, it's WWE for 50. But leave folks
I'm
wise
definitely
out
hood
of it.
rich.
Cause I ain't gonna lie. I think T.I. would crash out behind Tiny. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so it's like watching the Black Mamba do some like it's like watching Kobe cheat. You know what I mean? It's like being a fan of 50 Cent and then you go do some disrespectful out of bounds that shit like that. It's like, nah, bro. Like y'all had that beef over there. I don't even care about what happened with it, what going with
What do you mean by
Yeah, like who's the Kobe? What's like the
Kobe? Yeah. Who
Kobe?
is Kobe? Because who?
Break that down
it.
some
So
more.
so
Who?
so 50 Cent would be Kobe.
No, wait.
T.I.
So
T.I. would be like
no,
some other
no,
NBA player,
no, no,
like
no,
a
no.
Reggie Miller type, or like an Allen, not an
no.
Allen Houston,
Wait.
Allen Iverson.
Wait.
Who would I equate
Wait,
T.I.
wait,
to in the
wait,
NBA?
wait, let's rewind because Kobe Bean Bryant is not the equivalent to a hip hop 50 Cent in regards to career arcs, respectfully.
So as far as the sport and you being the best at the sport, as far as the rappers making
When
the
did
money,
when did 50 Cent become the Kobe
of the Kobe of the rappers making money.
of okay. I see. Okay. Of rappers in their entrepreneurial pursuits.
Of entertainment.
Are you saying like
The
his
rappers
life?
who go mogul status.
Are you saying like his life beyond rap, like how he's been able to turn himself into a global? Okay,
Like Get Rich or Die Trying to where we at right now.
right. I'm gonna okay.
I would still argue that. Like, I think 50 is
Kobe is just
just
a one-of-one
seen.
nigga. We talking about a nigga who won an Oscar after he retired from the league, man. I'm just saying that's a different kind of nigga.
And
I
I
don't think we've ever seen that, and we won't ever see it again.
and
It's
I
just
feel like
it's
50
just an
Cent is just,
analogy.
but
I know.
no,
I'm just
but it's
It's
Kobe.
just an
But
but
analogy.
it's Kobe, man. I'm just saying, leave that nigga alone.
and I feel like 50 Cent is just in your face. How many moves that we don't know of that Nas is a part of, and we don't see him doing nowhere near amount of the leg work that 50 Cent has to do to stay in the algorithm, and Nas is over here making Fortune $500 billion deals, and he be quiet as a little Bo Peep. So like, it's Kobe. Can we give that to Jay-Z? Can we give that to Nas before we just throw it to 50 Cent just because he's seen the most, doing the most stuff? Like, what are we
So I
measuring
think
it by? Are we measuring it by attention or like dollar signs? Like, what are we measuring it by?
I'm measuring it by the work that you did. Right? Like for me, it's the work that you did. Like
Okay, so for
so
me,
go ahead.
I feel like Kobe is more like the Jay-Z. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Minus
So Kobe for me, being the greatest, would put out TV shows that people love and create an entire film production of his own. Like from rapper to actor to film producer. Yeah, film producer and film
Not
studio.
gonna lie to you, brother. I get where you're going with that. Now I understand the analogy a bit more now.
It's like,
however,
we're gonna name this episode, but it's Kobe.
Right.
Yeah. What other rapper has
but it ain't Kobe though.
Right.
Let's say, but it ain't Ralph though.
I'm trying to think.
Say that. What was your question again, Dacius? How many what?
I'm trying to figure out what other rappers have done it at this magnitude.
That's what I'm telling you, 1-on-1.
How many? You saying how many rappers have done things like 50 has done or accomplished what 50 has?
The only nigga close is like Master P.
Like the entrepreneur, bro. Like, what are we?
Yeah,
It's
rappers,
Nas and Jay-Z. It's right there. Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, did we forget that Dr. Dre sold Beats by Dre to Apple for
Dr.
damn near $1
Dre.
billion?
All right, so
my only gripe with you is that
it was
you
for 800 million. He sold it for 800 million, bro.
Yeah, it feel like you acting like 50 Cent, the only rapper who's like had a historic entrepreneurial run. That's my only like disconnect with you right now, because you keep saying
I'll put him on the Mount. I'll put him on the Mount Rushmore to oblige you. Top 4 for sure.
Okay, so this is what I mean. What I mean is, how many products has 50 sold successfully versus how many products have other rappers sold successfully?
You can't really quantify power for real.
I know.
How many successful business ventures, I guess, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Like
he had
water, like from vitamin water to G-Unit to G-Unit clothing to
vitamin water, effing vodka, G-Unit shoes, Reebok,
effing like all of that.
All right, so wine and spirits, apparel, television,
media. Say Shaq. Maybe Shaq. But Shaq ain't technically a rapper.
No, I'm not. No, that's what I said earlier. It was like Shaq.
He is a platinum rapper, though.
Right. Right. Ain't nobody fucking with Shaq.
So okay, so Jay-Z,
Snoop Dogg, maybe Snoop. Snoop could be Kobe.
Snoop.
And on that note, I think we can pivot and move on.
This is a great conversation. We have to come back to this one. Yeah, man.
I like that beanie though. Shout out to the Marvel heads out there, man. Marvel beanie hard.
I'm expecting Edward to blur it out for me if he can.
Hell no, I'm about to say don't we ain't blurring out nothing. And please don't blur our prize picks because
I was just say if you want me to blur it out, I'm gonna need you to stay extremely still, buddy.
Oh yeah. Because I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm about to say if prize picks wanted me to blur this, they shouldn't have ever sponsored me and decided to give me free merch.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing I'm thinking. He got a Houston hat on with Syracuse. That's just all the way repping. You got prize picks on. You get paid for that.
I gotta give me a Wiley sweater, some Wiley like new merch.
I gotta give me some new UTSA merch for real too.
Yeah, man. I gotta rep my HBCU, man, while I'm homegrown it, man. But
PWI.
I'm here too.
What's say, buddy?
I'm half and half.
Not so fast, you don't.
I'm mixed. We got Wiley, HBCU, Syracuse, PWI.
It's all love. It's all love. We love it all.
Okay, so this is a conversation I feel that is going to transpire in the off season where I believe I don't know if it'll happen, but I think it'll definitely spark a conversation with the NBA's 65 limit rule in terms of being eligible for postseason awards, MVPs, all NBA selections and things of that nature. You have to play a minimum of 65 games. And right now, the players who are at risk of not being eligible because they are on the verge of missing 65 plus games, or not being able to play 65 plus games this season. You have Jokic, who can only miss one more game for the rest of the second half. Devin Booker, who can only miss 3 games. Wemby, he only has 4 games left to miss. Luca, he has 5 games left to miss. Shea, he has 6 games left to miss. Ant Man, he has 7 games left. Braun is already ineligible for the start that he had into the season.
Bron and Curry are
And
ineligible, I
Steph.
believe.
Yep.
Braun, Curry, and Giannis, all ineligible. And,
Man, they gonna
and
have the
so
milkman on the fucking NBA team.
that's what I'm saying is was this because of was this rule put in place because of Joel
Logo
Kawhi,
Embiid,
management.
or
bitch ass,
Was
His
it
logo.
Kawhi or Joel
a
Embiid?
combination of both.
I could be wrong. I think it's because of
It's
Joel
Kawhi Leonard.
Embiid. But and like right now, people are pushing the MVP race towards Cade Cunningham. And I just feel like you do not want, I know this is going to be a shot to a lot of people and y'all going to attack me and call me a hater.
DEI MVP
I don't want this to turn into
for my
the
right wing
award,
fanatics out there.
for the award to turn into a Shador situation where guys are being named all stars and all NBA, excuse me, name
The
all
NFL should be
NBAs
ashamed
simply because,
having
hey,
Shador at the Pro Bowl.
these superstars, they didn't play 65 games. Hey, newsflash. The Joker could not play 65 games and still be better than all the centers in the league.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I think this rule is going to get tweaked after this season, especially imagine having a going into this season and Shea is enlisted as an all NBA.
All NBA. First team. First team.
Jokic, you know what I'm saying? First team. So I think this rule is definitely going to be tweaked. It may be completely taken away. It may say, hey, to the voters, hey, we need y'all to really take into account who is playing and who's not playing. Like I said, I think that rule really came in place because of Joel. And then sometimes you just have circumstances where like guys are literally like not playing and voters can be lazy and it's just like, oh well yeah, we gonna have guys is finishing too. It's like this nigga barely played 50 games, but he's so great. Again, the voters are lazy in terms of how they go about picking them or picking the MVP race. And so yeah, it's gonna be real interesting the end of this season. Because and I'll go through it again. And again, like Braun, Giannis, and Curry, they are all ineligible. Think about how great Ant is. Imagine if Ant he misses it by 1 game and he can't get no all NBA selection. Imagine if
If I'm all them niggas, I miss the games just to see what Adam Silver gonna do.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, put a fire up under there. Like, come on, what are we really talking about? And also, too, these all NBA selections and other awards, MVP, Six Man of the Year,
He gonna
comeback,
fuck around and get
Defensive
a
Player of
nigga
the
paid who
Year.
don't deserve it because they're gonna make all
Exactly.
NBA.
They
It's
got
gonna
money
trigger
and
something in his contract.
that Isaac, that right there will blow this rule up. When you got
When the owners got to
a
pay.
minimum,
When you
like a
gotta
low
pay
country.
Pascal Siakam $200 million because this nigga that made second team all NBA because
Bruh.
Joker and Giannis is hurt.
Yeah, man. So I think it's not happening now, but I really see it in the future. Something happening to this rule because you're gonna have a bunch of who the hell is that? like being first team All NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like
A bunch
imagine,
of nigga, damn.
you know what I'm
You about
saying?
to beat is crazy.
Yeah, bro. So this rule is they not talking about it now, but I think it'll be a big conversation towards the end of this NBA season. And like we say, Jokic, he only has one more game that he could miss before he's not eligible for any award. That is insane to think.
Man, Jokic miss it, man. Fuck it.
Yeah, but talking about missing games as we get ready to wrap this show.
That's crazy. Somebody win the championship and they can't get all NBA.
Yeah, man.
Can
Yeah.
he not win Finals MVP?
Yeah, man.
I mean, no, but the postseason,
Yeah,
yeah,
post.
like yeah, you can get NBA
Yeah,
finals or whatever the case may be, but
I'm being an
yeah.
asshole.
Yeah, man. But talking about missing games, Darren Peterson uh
Damn, talk about
projected
missing games, huh?
Damn.
projected number one overall pick pending this NBA draft playing at Kansas. He has missed 16 of the Kansas Jayhawks last 27 games, I believe that is, due to cramps, hamstring, feeling sick, and all that kind of stuff. We've seen the clips of him pulling himself out of games. You had the big marquee matchup versus Arizona. Everybody looking ahead for this matchup, and he pulls himself out and say he can't go during warm-ups. Head coach Bill Self don't really know what's going on. He's trying to like figure it out. It don't even seem like he got a good answer that could help cover up or kind of lighten the blow and the scrutiny of like why is he not playing. And was listening to some stuff today. Scouts are like high on his potential and still projecting him to be a favorite, be the number one overall draft pick over AJ DeBansa. Me personally, first and foremost, stop comparing him to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was completely injured and could not play. And the 11 games, I believe it was, that he did play was far enough to know that he was the number one draft pick. And in that, Kyrie being hurt, you didn't have to question his motor. You didn't have to question his love for the game. You didn't have to question the quote unquote NIL stuff. I seen today on First Take with Stephen A. saying that some people are alleging that Kansas didn't really give him the full bag through NIL that he was promised, and therefore he's kind of like taking it out on them since they ain't really give him all his money to be like, well, I ain't gonna play all these games. That's alleged, but considering the spontaneousness in terms of never knowing when you're actually going to play, that narrative has legs. Kicking it to you, Izzo, do you trust him if you a GM or you drafting him number one?
Um, I mean, the fact if you got to ponder on it, man, is I do see him as like I see some baby Kobe in his game. I see some, for the footwork and I see some Anthony Edwards in his game, but it's just like, those guys actually loved playing and you didn't have to question their motor or their love or their wherewithal to be there. But because this landscape of NIL has changed, these guys are taking college as if it's just literally um, almost like a practice run. They going half speed, they're not going full speed, for their full career that's gonna be in the pros. That a lot of them are self-preserving in order to get there. So am I mad at them? Not really, because I get the mindset behind saving yourself for the bigger bag, but don't jeopardize the bigger bag by getting a nasty narrative attached to you, while you're doing it. It ain't what you do, is how you do. So you got to find a better way of going about getting your point across. If they ain't give you all the bag for NIL, you might have to tough some of that shit up, play through it anyway, knowing that a bigger bag is on the way on the other side. So, it's just tough, man. it's tough. But to answer your question, would I draft him number one? I think he's more skilled than AJ. But it's a lot of guys that could potentially, and I say a lot, right? But handful of guys that got the potential to go number one this year. Arguably, yes, but it's still up in the air enough to where I think a GM would pick AJ, but don't be dumb passing up on Kobe to get a Julius Randle.
I don't trust him. If I'm a GM, I'm going with AJ.
I ain't mad at you for that.
And the reason why is because, right, you have the base argument of, hey, these cramps and everything else is going on, hamstrings and so forth. This is a 30 plus game sample size regular season, factor in NCAA. If you could play that, then we talking about jumping to 82 games. So if you struggling to get through a college season, what in the hell makes me think you're going to be number one overall draft pick franchise player having that type of availability on a night to night 82 game, a 65 game minimum season? Granted, you don't need him to be a superstar in his first year. Obviously, the number one overall draft pick, the lottery picks, you're going off potential. But as a wise man once said, potential just means you ain't really did shit yet, right? And me personally, to me, right now, what's going on, because we can't trust him and we're literally gambling on him, I think we could be looking at a Zion Williamson situation with his career. That's where my mind goes to in terms of like availability. And you looking up 3, 4, 5 years from now, I'm like, damn, how many times did he even at least play 50 games in the season? So I don't trust him. Yes, he got the talent. When he's bro, what he's Coach Carter about Junior? He's like, man, Junior, he's like a solar eclipse. Hey, when you see him, it's rare when you see him, but when you do, it's special. Like that's Darryn Peterson, man. It's just like we don't know when we gonna see him, but when we do, it is special. But when you talk about being a number one overall draft pick, franchise player, and all that goes into that, it's just like, do we sell out arenas? Do we sell out our season tickets for you? Or do fans is like, yo, is dude playing before I pull up tonight? And so it's just a horrible circumstance to be having going into this draft. I think it's really hit or miss with this dude. If you draft him and he turns out to be a Zion, like if you knew what Zion career was going to turn out to be, would you still draft him number one? I don't think nobody would. Judging him off like what his career has been thus far and his inability to like stay healthy. And I think that's potentially Darryn Peterson. And here's the other thing too, dog. Right. So right now he got the pull to say, hey, I'm not playing, hit a three, whatever the case may be, tap coach and say, hey, get me out. But when you get to the league, you're gonna be trying to prove a point that you are healthy. So let's say you really not healthy, but you're trying to prove a point to be like, I can be available, and then you really start injuring yourself all the more because now you really trying to play hurt to prove a point of being available. Then what?
It's just bad all the way around, man. You gotta.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
Sheesh.
So yeah, man. I don't trust him. Like I say, it's hit or miss. He's giving me Zion Williamson type vibes in terms of like availability. I'm too scared. Like I'll take it on the chin with y'all fire me if he turns out to be like a great success. But I know if he ain't worth a damn, y'all gonna fire me and being like, why didn't you take AJ or somebody else? So yeah, sorry, Darryn. You can hoop, you cold, but that's only when or if you hooping.
He cold.
But beautiful people, that's what you call a great episode. Right now, we like to take the time right now to anybody out there, any new listeners out there, to open up the doors of the pod for y'all to simply, with no pressure at all, hit that subscribe button. Allow us to be your new pod home to help you get through your workouts, help you get through your daily commutes, help you just have some good old great conversation about the culture and sports and what's going on around the world. Um, And after you hit that subscribe button, you're like, man, it feels good to be a part of this pod family. It feels good to call the Respect the Game podcast my pod home. After you hit the subscribe button, you want to do more, hit the like button. And if that isn't enough for you after hitting the subscribe and the like button, what you could do is then hit the share button. Share this with your mama, daddy, sister, brother, uncle, cousin, auntie, and maybe your friend, or maybe an enemy or two.
And your in-laws.
And your in-laws, you know what I'm saying? Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that we'll be back
Post
here
it on your
next
social media and tag us.
True that. Tag us, give us those reviews and all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that we'll be back here next week to do this all over again. This is the Respect the Game podcast. Love you, beautiful people. We don't take y'all listening to us for granted.